Hey guys, Father Time here. I am at JFK International Airport in New York. I'm going to fly an FSiPanel, there's a city out there, FSiPanel profile scenario from JFK to New York, LaGuardia, repositioning this aircraft. It's actually a flight that I did during my 36 years with American on the 737, MD-80, 757, moving airplanes over to LaGuardia, usually really early in the morning. They needed the equipment over there, or sometimes the airplane had diverted into Kennedy the night before. Reason is that LaGuardia has a curfew, so the aircraft couldn't get in, so they sent them over to Kennedy, and then next morning they repositioned the airplane on over. Little frames per second. It's a little kind of slowing me down here. Let's go inside, and that's takeoff data. Runway 31 left. We've got 54, 63, the flex temp takeoff. You can see that I've got the flight plan all uploaded. JFK LaGuardia with the PDF there. That's pretty much all you need to know over there. Maintenance is all done. Let's go back in here. And we need to load the box. So let's do that together. This is going to serve as an example for FSiPanel if I do a good job on the profiles. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first of all, we have to go into the box, go menu, ACARS. By the way, today is March 20th. I retired back in September, so about 6 months. Database changes over here tomorrow. 179. Put that in, the cost index. I really want to show you what's going on here. So we're going to climb to 4. We are FSI is our call sign. I'm going to brief you up here in just a second. 001. Page 2 you can't do because you've already started off here with engines running. I want to make sure we have our flaps set properly. We do. Okay, so let's go back down in here and go to flight plan and see Apple. What I'm going to do is go JFK, 31 left, and they told us to, on the lesson plan, which we'll go over, expect the Canarsie climb. Insert that. There's Canarsie, Apple, but Canarsie climb, which we'll go over right now, is right here. Yeah, I was waiting for you guys. Climbing left turn, direct Canarsie. So here we are in 31 left. Climbing left turn, stay inside the 039. That's not a problem. Go to Canarsie, then out to 176. You got to cross at or above. They're not a problem. Don't worry about everything. It says 5,000 here. Our clearance is going to be to 3, according to the lesson plan. So I've talked a few times about the lesson plan, but first let me do the box here. So I'm going to set up CRI 176. Remember, this is going to serve as a model for you guys. And I'm just going to put a random number out there, 25. Put it in here, and there it is. And if you look on your nav display, it's Canarsie. Turn to Canarsie, then out to 176. But, and you can monitor raw data using your needles. However, we are required on the Airbus to hard tune the VOR. Let's go here, here. .3, and the reason is we put in a random point in 176. If it's in the database, you don't have to hard tune this, but if it's you don't have to monitor raw data. But if it's a place bearing distance like I did, you have to do raw data. They did say, used to say that the tail was good enough, or the VOR RMDI. I always like to have the raw data in the ROSE mode to back it up, make sure we're doing everything right, especially in the simulator. All right, so the box is loaded except for we've got to put in the arrival. So basically it's just going to be radar vectors, Apple for the ILS to 4 at LaGuardia, star, ILS none, and then ILS to 4, none, insert. And that's it. So we've got Canarsie up to 176, climbing to 4 so far. Apple, proud. Then that is the ILS to 4. Okay, so that's our flight plan. The box is loaded. That's how I would set it up in the A300-600. I've got an A10 engine out. If we lose an engine, we'll just come back in here. That is mid-sector altitude. All right, let's get going. And now to do that, we start up FSiPanel. So I want to do a little tutorial on FSiPanel. If you've already flown it, it's going to take me 5 minutes. Bear with me. So before we ever booted up, we had to come in here and download the scenario. We went to Scenario, Open Scenario Manager, List of Available Scenarios, Generic, and there it is, and I download it. You can see it's in green. It says it's a level 2. It seems pretty simple to be a level 2. Maybe they have something up their sleeve. So that's all done. That's before you ever boot it up. Before you ever boot it up, you also would have done the SimBrief flight plan, which I should have showed you. SimBrief flight plan right here, and you put in all the numbers. So I always go to the open the lesson plan first, and I review that. It's runway 31 left, on 31 left, engines running. Select this weather, which I did. It's clear in a million, 10 a.m. There was our clearance, JFK-LGA Climb, ILS to 4, over at LaGuardia. Here's the weather. It's clear in a million, high pressure. Start Microsoft Flight Simulator, JFK runway 31 left, engine running. Make sure the aircraft is powered. Start FSiPanel and select and start the scenario. So that's how I review it. And I actually write down this part, write down all this stuff. This is the Canarsie climb. Turn the left to Canarsie, stay within the 039, and climb fall to 176. And there's the ILS. Taxi in, they want us to go to gate 47. Okay, so I did all that. SimBrief flight plan, download the scenario, and then I started Microsoft Flight Simulator, got myself at the end. If you look here, also, I've got when you first sign on to this, of course, you don't have auto-tune. I auto-tune, that way the FO will set it for me after about 5 seconds. They'll give you a frequency change, wait 5 seconds, it'll pop up. So it's a two-person airplane that we fly solo. This gives you an FO. Push to talk, select the button you want. I'm going to use the Boeing yoke, mic button, press it, whatever lights up, click it. Say again comes in handy. I'm going to use my hostess if I need them to repeat what they said. Push the F2 key for me. There you go. And then audio setup. Most realistic is only voice plus the say again. Least realistic is voice and text, because you never get it in writing, right? I'm going to use voice and text for the purposes of this scenario. Don't forget, so this position, if you put yourself at the end of the runway right now, we're not going to do the scenario. What I'm going to do is start. I'm just going to do left downwind. You have to be at the engine at the end of the runway. Engine's running. You go left downwind. It'll configure you left downwind. You can define where that is by set up what is a left downwind. Options, downwind. I want to be 5 miles wide and at 3,000 feet. And then when you hit position, left downwind, it'll position you there. Pretty cool. Failures. This doesn't have many on this aircraft, but if you were in the PMGG 73, I'll show you which ones. Mad Dog, Leonardo Mad Dog, PMGG 73 fleet, or the Phoenix, you could do all the different malfunctions. Very cool. Plus the pattern work, plus this what we're doing the scenarios. The others, I consider these to be beta phase. It looks to me like JP over at FSiPanel, great guy by the way. He's a captain for Middle East Airline and French citizen. Very responsive. Man, he's all over his Discord. Join his Discord. Get this advanced edition for $50. And if you were serious about flight simming or learning to fly or being a good VATSimmer, use this thing. It's fantastic. I guess it was over at P3D, very successful. He's really growing it fast over here at Microsoft Flight Simulator. These are the aircraft we're in the INI builds. They're after landing. When you bring up the speed brake, it'll automatically start the after landing checklist. This is default auto brake medium, flaps 30-40 is what I would want if I put myself on final. Options, cockpit flows. It's relatively new over here. Do you want to set a keyboard keys combination instead of a joystick? No, I'm going to use my joystick. I'm going to use my joystick, hostage, and I'm going to click the trigger, click that button. Now, that hostage, whenever I click that, I'll be able to do it before takeoff, after takeoff, before start, after landing, shutdown checklist will pop up. Very cool. Here's your database. Today is 20 March. Database changes over tomorrow. Set your miles and pounds. Those are the things. So we kind of got a co-pilot because we have the bring the speed brake lever up. It'll start the after landing check. We've got a frequency change automatic, and now we have cockpit flows. Very cool, right? I like it. Now, we're at the end of the runway. That's a good enough review for today. Let's go to the airline flights. JFK, start training. And here we go. Downloading scenario pack, which essentially is just a communication pack here. I expect takeoff clearance shortly. Acknowledge.
FSiPanel 001, runway 31 left, clear for takeoff, Canarsie Climb, maintain 3,000 feet.
FSI 001, clear for takeoff 31 left, Canarsie Climb, but maintain 3,000. All right, and that's why I read that in the lesson plan. We have 3,000 in there, and we'll use nav and back it up with raw data. All right, let's go over to LaGuardia, get this thing repositioned. Parking brakes off. I'm going to bring up to 40%. We'll hit the toga button over here. Forward pressure on the stick, or this thing will be really squirrely on takeoff. Toga. We have a flex takeoff plan. Bringing the yoke forward to give me the best chance of not being squirrely here. Good, my rudders worked. I never check my flight controls. Sometimes my rudders don't work. Once we get 80, there's thrust blue. Means we're kind of, that's called clamp, right? Throttle hold. V1 and rotate. I use the altitude indicator, not the VSI. Positive rate gear up to get my positive rate. Here, guys, I'm going to go autopilot on because we got a lot of work to do. There's 400 feet nav mode. We go auto on the thrust.
FSiPanel 001, contact now departure on the 135.9er of the Preflight.
35.9, good day. FSI 001. Flaps and slats coming up. So we're going to 3,000. Level changing it to 3. Leveling off. Nice. And make sure 35.9 was tuned. First one you got to do. Can departure FSI 001 level at 3,000 Canarsie Climb.
FSiPanel 001, you're identified. Continue Canarsie Climb and expect a right turn shortly.
Continue Canarsie Climb, expect a right turn shortly for FSI 001. All right, guys, let me do something here. Make sure my spoilers are down. They are. And you can see that we're in nav, but the raw data works too. It's good. I'm going to get the heading to match up. Look at that. Pretty nice, huh? Like I said, if you put in a point like that, you're required to back it up with raw data. Once I know what's on there, I can go back to the map. All right. Gears up, flaps up, brakes are off, spoilers are disarmed. Our takeoff checklist is complete.
FSiPanel 001, climb 4,000 feet and be advised runway 04 is not available in LaGuardia. Expect visual on runway 13.
FSI 001, climb maintain 4,000 feet. copy, we'll expect the visual 1-3. All right, guys, so that's interesting. So if you go to database, right, always fun to do this approach 1-3 Parkway, not Parkway visual.
FSiPanel 001, turn right on heading 340 and reduce speed 220 knots.
Slow to 220, right to 340 for FSI 001. All right, guys, so we're going to go right to 340, leveling at 4, slow to 220. A little bit discouraged that there's no... Oh, I gotta go to LaGuardia. Let me go to LaGuardia. Let me get this where you guys can see it without me blocking everything, right? Flights, LaGuardia, runway 13 river visual right there. I'm gonna try putting these points in. Zatoni, okay. So now, I'm gonna go up here.
FSiPanel 001, you can now contact LaGuardia approach on 120.8. Have a good day.
120.8, good day. FSI 001. I should go to 2345, get the ATIS 120 point. There we go. LaGuardia FSI 001 at 4,000.
FSiPanel 001, good morning. You are identified, continue heading 340 and expect a river visual runway 13 in LaGuardia.
We'll expect a river visual 13 heading 340 FSI 001. All right, guys, let's go to the box and get this in here. Zatoni. I know how to fly the... I'm just going to go direct to Zatoni. I know we're not going to really do that, right? Insert. And then LAYDE, L-A-Y-D-E. L-A-Y-D-E. It's not in the database. LAYDE. And then, just to give myself a visual here, Liberty, L-B-R-T-Y. L-B-R-T-Y. Liberty. Kind of cool, huh? And then, what is that? R-A-I-O-H. 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 Naturally, I have the other guy flying while I'm doing this. And then Zlinger. Z-L-N-G-R. Z-L-N-G-R. All right, and then I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to delete these because we're going to, let me go here, here, lots of ways to do this, but, and I'm just going to go to runway 3. I just want the runway 13. I don't want the localizer or anything. I guess.
FSiPanel 001, descend 3,300 feet and you are clear river visual runway 13. Maintain 3,300 feet until the statue of Liberty, please.
Center maintain 3,300 feet and we are cleared the river visual 13. Maintain 3,300 to establish for FSI 001. All right, 3,300's in there. And I'm just trying to make this a pretty picture for you guys. Flight plan return. Zatoni, Zlinger. Gonna get rid of this. Get rid of these. Get rid of this. IAD, okay, so we're gonna go flight plan, Liberty, Slinger, here. That's good enough, guys. So, and then I can actually set up the ILS to have a glide slope, right? And approach ILS to 13 is going to be 1085, 134. Let's see how we're doing here. 1085, 134. Head on over. What we can do now is go flight plan, direct, Zatoni, insert, here, and go nav. And then 1085, 134 on the ILS. Five, 134. And I'll put this on ILS. The switch. I'm working hard here, aren't I? 1085, 134.
If FSiPanel 001 final descent is approved, contact now tower on 108.7 LSA Fleming.
Final descent is approved at 18.7 for FSI 001. All right, guys, if you can see, we're just passing the Statue of Liberty. You want to see it outside? Show it to you. There it is, right there. So we can go on 2,000. I'm going to fly up the river. Back inside. And now with here, we can go down to 2,000. I'll do a level change on down. And tower FSI 001 is on the river visual.
FSiPanel 001 tower, very good morning. You are number 2 for the approach. Continue, and in case of low round, climb 3,000 feet on the runway.
Good morning, and we'll continue. And in case of misapproach, climb go around 3,000 feet runway heading. FSI 001. All right, guys, that's it. I think we're set up. Not going down to 2. The runway, LaGuardia is right over here. You take a look at the approach. You fly up the river. This is Central Park, which is the green. And right up here. Right there. When we're past that, we can start our turnover, try to find it. So let's start slowing it on down. Get our slots extended. Keep it going down to 1,500. We can go gear down. Autopilot went off, that's all. Level change it. Down to 1,500. Flaps. Bring it all the way back to approach speed, which is going to be takeoff approach 128. Gears down to 3 green. Spoiler lever arm. Auto brake.
FSiPanel 001, runway 13, clear to land.
Clear to land 13, FSI 001. All right, guys, so there we go. Gears down, and we're coming down. Put it in 130 here. Got full flaps. Brakes are armed. And autopilot's off. And we'll start a turnaround. You can see the glide slope right there. We're slowed down, configured. Should be able to come around. And I think what I'll do is put on the land, right, and start my turnaround. There's the course coming across. How's that? Just bring it on around. Flying on that glide path. And there's the runway overshot a little bit, not a problem. All right, we are clear to land. right-hand turnoff. Gate 47 is what we're doing. All right, we got medium brakes set. We've got spoilers armed. We got low capture, glide slope capture. There it is. Low star. We'll just get on that nice. And that's how I would do it. That's kind of busy. That was humping there, wasn't I? I was working. But you can use whatever tool's available. So we did have the ILS available. Overshot a little bit. Should have started my turn a little earlier. But we did set up the river visual. It wasn't in the database, so I had to build it manually. Nav did a nice job. Just you basically stay over the river till you pass Central Park, and then you make a right-hand turn and try to find the runway. I've done this probably 2 times in my career. Of course, I've flown mostly out of Kennedy. Let's get a nice landing for this FSI profile. It's a short runway, big airplane. I'm not going to be in a big hurry to get off. I'll try to let it roll out a little bit.
400.
Steady as she goes.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
HMS LaGuardia, another landing. All right, let's go to reverse. I hesitate to go reverse. I've been having trouble getting this silly thing out of reverse. Easy on the brakes. There's 60 knots, 80 knots, 60 knots coming out of reverse.
FSiPanel 001, take a 7 right on Alpha and contact ground 121.7. Wish you a very beautiful day.
Second right on Alpha, 21.7. Thanks for your help, FSI 001. All right, guys, what I want to see here, check one thing. Are we out of reverse? I don't know. Let's see if we can get this, yeah, this, not working. So this Airbus, the flow button is not working, but no, it is working. That's brake fans. Is the spoiler. So retract those and the after landing check should start going. Ground is set. Ground FSI 001 on the ground for gate 47.
FSiPanel 001, ground, very good morning. Welcome to LaGuardia. Continue on Alpha and your stand today is, let me check that. You have a stand 47 today on your left. I wish you a very nice day. Thank you.
Good day to you, FSI 001. All right, guys, let's stop here and get oriented. I'm going to go to taxi, airport. Gate 47's here. We're way down here, so it's going to be a right on Alpha. And here we go. All right. Naturally, we'd tell them if we were going to stop like that, right? Make our way over to Alpha somehow. Oh, right. I hope we're not stuck in reverse. Yep, we are. So let's do this. There we go. All right, we're stuck in reverse, so hopefully that works. Been having that happen. If you guys know why, let me know. This is Alpha. And trying to find there, that's better. Now we're out. Trying to find, it's all the way up at 7-8 Alpha for the entry. Is 11, is a tug. Hello. I don't know if they did the after landing. Let me see here. Start the APU. Oh, they didn't do it for me. Gotta do everything myself these days. Trying to find gate 47 here. Right about in here. Only problem is I don't really see the... Looks like somebody might be at our gate. That is gate 47 right there. That's not good. See if we can find another one. How about this one? Just go in here. 45. Naturally, we get permission. That does say 47. Southwest is there. We'll go in 48. Aircraft. This gate is too small for aircraft. Brakes are parked. Seatbelt sign. Let's go to the overhead. Seatbelt sign is off. APU is established. See it's available. And chop them. Let's go. Let's make sure we do this here. Good. Let's get the APU bleed on. Make sure we have air for the packs. We're going to come up to the overhead. Overhead. We're going to go probe heat off, window heat off. We're going to leave the intertank pump number 2 on. We're going to turn off the beacon. Strobes can all come off. Everything else can come off. All good. We're going to shut down the IRUs, and we're going to do our GSX.
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
I know. A request to boarding.
The boarding requested.
They're going to cooperate. We'll use Southwest. There we go. Okay. Run the shutdown checklist. High flight. Close. Checklist. Landing, anti-skid, flaps, slats, spoilers are all good. Slats and flaps are retracted. Weather radar is off. Transponder.
Passengers deboarding started.
Transponder off. Standing by. And that's it. Let's go outside. Take a look. Yeah, 47 was occupied. Sorry about the frames per second, guys. Oh, our flaps are still coming up. Oh, well. Yeah, that after landing flow thing did not work here, but everything else worked just fine. Yeah, I better get out of here before this thing crashes. Hey, I really appreciate you guys. I really do. I do this for you and for me. I'm really enjoying it, but it's all about the flight sim community. Really appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking the video, that'd help me. If you leave comments, positive or negative, helpful, anything to improve my stream, I would appreciate it. Father Time's out. I'll get my flaps up. Trust me.